All right, welcome back to another episode, training lesson here on Wing Leader using the Vassal module. What I want to do is just very briefly, I want to show you an actual example of responding to a log file in Play by Email. I'm currently teaching several different people who have expressed an interest to learn the system. I'm playing them and helping them learn through Play by Email. And so I just received a log file from someone I'm playing through the first scenario with. And so I'm going to show you start to finish. Without having looked at the log file, I'm going to show you start to finish how I respond to the log file, step through it, start my own log file, and send it back to him. So first, after I've launched Vassal, I'm going to start the module. Double click, launch the Wing Leader module. Okay, so when we get to this window right here, I'm going to click Load a Saved Game. And I'm going to browse to the log file, which is right here. I'm playing a game with Yari, and here's his newest log file. We're using Dropbox, so as soon as he uploads it, I get it downloaded to my computer. So I'm going to double-click to launch his log file. I'll pull this over so you can see. Let's hit the minimize to zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to start paging through his log. So here goes. So here's some text that I had sent him. He apparently started his log file while stepping through mine. Here's some instruction I'd given him about facing. And he writes, he's asking a question, costs 3 movement points since he started at elevation 10. So yes, elevation 10, as you can see here on this aircraft, it costs 3 movement points to climb. So he's asking a clarifying question, which at this point I can start a new log file, and I'll show you that right here. I'm going to click Begin Log File, and I'm going to name it sequentially the next in the sequence. This is log file number 9. I put my name at the end just so that he knows that I was the last one to post a log file. I click Save, and now I am logging to that log file. So anything that I type and anything as I step through his remaining log file, all these comments will be logged. So I'm going to respond that yes, you are correct, that moving from elevation 10 to 11 costs 3 movement points. And I'll continue with his comments. So now we go to the combat. And again, this is still stepping through some comments in my last log file I'd set him. And I basically turned it over to him to resolve this combat. So we're going to walk through this combat, and I'm going to double check his work here. So he writes, attacker is my P40. That is correct. Using turning fight. That is a good choice because if he uses his speed rating for this combat, it's going to be subtracted by 1 since he's climbing. That is the best choice to avoid the -1 to your speed rating for climbing. However, the bombers will get a positive DRM against you in a turn fight. Okay, let's continue. He says, I have 5 -1 because he's a flight, so only 4. And that is correct. All right, yep. And then my speed is 3, he says, -1 carrying a bomb equals 2. Also correct. So he says I'm rolling 2d6, mine is first. So here goes his combat roll. He rolls a 6. Looking at ACT, the attacker gets 0 hits on a +2. The defender has same 0 on -2. So I'm going to clarify, your roll of 6 receives no DRMs. So a straight up 6 on the +2 column is 1 hit. So no loss roll on the cohesion. Well, and I need to clarify, we both roll separately. So your roll did in fact score a single hit. Look at +2 column. And I will roll for your 1 hit to confirm it using the loss, confirm loss table. Confirm loss table. So here it goes. The roll for the loss, it's a 2 plus firepower of P40, which is a +1, equals a 3. This is less than the 4 to 5 protection rating of the KI-21, so no effect. Okay, then I will roll for Japanese on the -2 column of combat table. So here goes my roll for the Japanese. They roll a 7, and if we look at the charts, a 7 on the -2 is no hits, but they do get a +2. A +2 increase the defense rating to 2 if in a turning fight, which he chose to use a turning fight instead of his speed rating. So my firepower, my defense rating is a 0, +2 for defense rating in turn fight. 0 + 2 equals net +2 defense rating equals a 9. So a 9 on the -2 column is a single hit. I score 1 hit, rolling to confirm it. And I get a 2. A 2 is less than 3-4 protection rating of P40, so no effect. And then going back to his earlier comment, he said, so no losses, cohesion. So he was correct, but he forgot to roll for the Japanese and apply modifiers. So there were 2 hits. The Chinese got a hit, the Japanese got a hit, but no effect. So now we'll continue with his log file to see how he resolved the cohesion. He says that 10.7 rules says that squadron roll for cohesion. I have a flight. Squadrons here means both flights and squadrons. Definition of flight squadron confuses me. Don't worry. It will get clearer as we go on. Basically, any unit participating in the combat must roll cohesion at end of combat. Flight broke, first disruption taken. Yes, flights are more vulnerable than squadrons. Guess the attacker rolls also then. Correct. A separate 2d6 roll for each participating unit. My roll, a 7. None. Your 7 is modified +1. Since you are the attacker, equals 8, no disruption. Yep, here goes mine. He rolls a 4. That is bad. Yes, 1 level of disruption for Bomber X. Okay, I'm finding green marker for counters. Back to you for comments. Okay, so I'm going to open up the yellow wing display, which is where the Japanese are set up on. So Squadron X, I'm going to go ahead and pop a disruption marker in there. Let's go to combat, pull a disruption marker onto Bomber X. And then on his blue wing display, I need to pop a low ammo marker on C. He did not disrupt, but after every combat, fighters will get a -1 low ammo marker, and the second combat will result in a -2, which just affects future cohesion rolls. So there we go. The combat is concluded. He turned it back over to me for comments. So I'm going to say, I added disruption to my wing display and a -1 low ammo marker to your flight C. And then at this point, I'm going to advance here to the admin phase. We'll clean up, get ready for the next turn. I'm going to say, turning it back over to you for your tallies for the next turn. So that's basically it. This was a little bit of a log file because I'm training or instructing, so I get to write extra comments I normally would with a player who's used to the game. But at this point, I'm going to click End Log File. And this is very important. Don't forget to do this. So at this point, right here, it says Log File Written. Now, I want to show you, if I go ahead and close out this game, I'm going to load up that new log file I just created, which is right here. And now you'll notice that as I step through the log file, I see my comments interspersed with his. So this is what he'll be able to see. He'll be able to see his comments and my corrections or agreements or clarifications with his log file. So that's basically it. And since I uploaded it to Dropbox, he's already got it in his. I just need to ping him or let him know that it's his turn. I hope this was helpful to give you a actual live example of what a log file play looks like. And stay tuned for more content. Thanks for watching.